Hi everybody. This is just a simple tip for anybody that works with polymer clay or two-part kneadable epoxy. And here it is. So, now this is most relevant for anybody that works with kneadable epoxy. And the thing is, if you are working with a two-part epoxy putty, you end up usually with some kind of leftover. And if you don't do anything with it, you're going to end up with this, which is an amorphous, random shape that is just garbage. You're probably just going to toss it away. But if you take a second, you can take the leftovers and turn them into things like this, like a spiral horn, or a little tooth or claw. And as you kind of build up an inventory of these, when you run into a project where you need like a little claw or a tooth or a sphere or some just basic shape that you are likely to use in the future, you can just reach into your bag of mixed pieces and have them ready to go. So I've got these, which are like little rose thorns, just various things. Now, some of these, the brown ones like this, are kneadable two-part epoxy putty. And this is particularly applicable to those because they cure in a certain amount of time, and if you don't do something with them, they just turn to garbage. So you have to use it once you've mixed it up. Now, to a lesser degree, things like this, which are made out of polymer clay, should also be constructed, because with polymer clay, it does dry out once opened. So if you've got little remnants of polymer clay and you don't have plans to use them for a while, it wouldn't be a bad idea to take the occasional piece of polymer clay and just make it into a random piece that you might use at some point, like a horn or a thorn or a claw or a little ball or what have you. So you just end up accumulating this larger and larger store of pieces that are ready to go for future projects. I'm a guy, so I tend to make things more like claws or fangs or things like that. But if you're not a guy, you could always make like flower petals or little happy faces, or just whatever sort of thing you generally make those smaller elements as a backstock so that you have them available. So just a little thought on what to do with your little polymer clay and kneadable epoxy putty leftovers. Don't just let them sit and harden up into a useless lump, because useless lumps happen to be useless. Take them and make them into little design elements that you can use later, like little horns or thorns or what have you. I mean, this guy could be a little unicorn horn tree ornament, or it could be used for like cut it down and use it as a horn for a miniature horse, or who knows. But something to think about when you're working on your projects. To see you next time.